Hey guys, what's up? MPS Steady here and welcome back to another exciting visual effect tutorial. Recently we launched our new course called Blender for Brands, where we talked about how to create professional commercial ad using Blender and After Effects. So if you have not checked it yet, I will put the link in my video description. You can go there and check it. It's really amazing and it's not too much long. It's around 2.5 hours long. But let me show you what we are going to create today, and this tutorial is gonna be fun because we're going to do everything inside Blender. We will also use Blender inbuilt tracking system, and I guess you know how to do it. I already made a lots of tutorial onto this. So without any more delay, let's get started. And here I'm going to fire up Blender 4.3. This is the latest version of Blender, and I'll go to the plus icon and choose VFX motion tracking. Okay, so this is the video footage which we are going to use today. I captured this shot, so I'll simply drag and drop to here, and I will make it prefetch and set scene frame. Since our video footage is in 1080p, so I will go to the output options, and here I will rename. Basically I'm changing the resolution along with frame rate. And let's suppose you don't know this, so you can go to the footage properties, and here in the details panel you will see all the details of your video footage. And once it's done, I'll go to the render properties, color management, and in the view transform I will change this to the standard mode to get our colors back. And here, since our video is changing our perspective, so I will go and make this motion model to perspective, enable normalize. I'll go to the first frame, go to the detect feature and click track forward, and it will track it forward. And once we reach at the end, I'll click detect feature one more time and click track it backward, and it will track all the key markers. And I already made a detailed explanation for Blender inbuilt tracking system. I'll put the link of that tutorial as well as, and you can go there and check it to learn deeply. After this, I'll go to the solve panel and I will enable focal length, so Blender will try to guess the focal length automatically. After that, I will click on solve camera motion, and our goal is to get the error under 1 pixel, and right now you can see we have 0.28, which is absolutely fine and amazing. But here I can find some problematic trackers. Here you can see, so I will simply delete them. And there are another way to find and delete these trackers. I can go to the clean up, and here is an option called filter track. I will select, and it will find all the problematic tracks. I will click on delete button on keyboard, and it will delete that. Uncheck this and click on solve camera motion, and let's see. Once your cleanup is done, then you must go to the scene setup and click on setup tracking scene. And so first I'll go to the layout panel, and in here I'll go to the background and remove this, and also put this ground here and delete this background. And let's go to the camera view, and here you will see this is floating. So let's go to the motion tracking, fix the orientation. So I will simply select one markers which is placed on the surface, and I will click on set origin, and again I will define 3 markers which is flat on the surface, and I will click on this floor option. So basically it will adjust the floor. Again I will select one marker and make it set origin. Let me select one and select another keyframe, and here in the set scale, click set scale, and in the distance I can make it 2 and set scale. So this looks fine for me, and this is looking really nice, but you can see the grid orientation is not looking right. So let me fix this as well as. This is our origin, I guess. Let me select this one and make it set origin. Click here and go to the navigation and go to the camera view. Let me select a parallel line to this. I will select this marker and make it x-axis. Even if I want, I can make it y-axis. So let me see if we can tweak it even more. So I will select this one maybe and make it set x-axis. So right now you can see this is looking nice right now. So I'll go to the layout and let me play and check. So you can see we have fixed our orientation, and this is looking really nice. Let's move to the next part of the tutorial, which is to create our base scene. I'll go here in the overlay panel and enable motion tracking, and I will able to see all the tracking markers. I'll click here once again, and I can reduce the size. Simply shift and create a new plane, scale it, and again build this. Either I can select all these lines and just make it a bit down, and here you can see this is now a bit better and looking good, because I visited that place and I know the surface is not totally flat and straight, because that was made using rocks and stones. So that's why it's natural if on some places it's a bit up and in some places if it's down. To select this line gx and just move it till here. I'll select this line gx and just place it over here. So basically we created this line so that I can press E, extrude them into Y direction. And after this, here you can see after this there is some kind of a stair. So I'll just make this like so, because we are going to create particles and it will collide with this gate, so I have to design a rough model for this gate so that we have a 3D model there, so our particles can know how and where I have to go and collide. So I will simply shift A and create a, I'll press GX, and why not, let's create another panel. So I'll click and drag and create another panel basically, and let me create a extra space. Go inside the edit mode and I'll press 3 and select this face and extrude it till over here. And also I will select this one and GY. So this is the front, so control 1, and here this is back orthographic view. So I have to create this arc like this. Okay, and here I will select this spin tool, and with holding shift and I will click over, holding shift and right click, I will move this over here, and here X Y. So basically I have to move in Y. So I just place my cursor here and let me create this. So you can see we are creating this circle arc, and once I will leave, I will get some settings over here. So I have control to play with the steps and angles. So here I can make it less or high. So let's suppose if I'll make it -90, this will be till over here, which I don't want. So I will just make it less, maybe something like this. So -80, and this is in the center X. So I can also play with this, you can see. Let's make it -90 over here, so it will exactly half, and then I will play with this center X. I have option to play also with this. Select this, shift S cursor to selected, and then select this model, set origin to 3D cursor, and now if I'll go to the mirror modifier, and here you will notice we have perfect arc going on, which is nice. But here we will notice two things. First, this is not in a right spot, and the second thing is also I will make it clipping. The second thing is I want this design. So to do that, also make this clipping and increase this number so it will merge. Go to the edit mode and select this line by pressing 2 and select this, and I'll go to the proportional editing, and here I'll select the sharp, control 1 and press G and just move it like this. So this way basically we have created this rough geometry which is looking nice. And later I can also use a subdivision surface modifier to this. Go to edit mode, press Ctrl R to add edge loop to prevent these things, and here I will select this and I'll press G Y, disable proportional editing, and just move it until it fully covered till here, and I'll press Ctrl R and add a edge loop like this. So this is looking good. And here, okay guys, so our battery has been exhausted for the camera, so I'm going to record without this. I'll press Ctrl R over here and just make it here. Also I can press Ctrl R to as one edge loop over this and one for the front, as well as also I will use for this lower section. I will apply the mirror to move these things a bit so that it match well. So I will select all these things till here, GX, and just move, and it's a lot better, I guess. So this is nice, but for these things I can create extra cube and I can work on that. So let me see if I can make it some. For the face selection, and move your cursor over here and define the geometry to 3D cursor, so that if I want I can generate a mirror for this side as well. As something like this can work because this rough shape is enough, I guess. So first let's create a cube, and let's select this first, apply the scale for this both. Let's create a cube, GZ, apply the scale. I'll press N and I'm using molecular plus. I will put the link in my video description. You can go there and download it. I will select this cube and make it 3D grid. So it will convert that cube into a 3D grid of particles. In the voxel size I will make it 0.015 so that it will be a bit bigger, so that we can play and tweak things a bit faster. And this is, you can see, a very symmetrical way, so I can enable this randomize option to make it randomize. And these are the sub steps, so I'm going to make it 10 for now because it will take a lot of time in the calculation. Once it's done, the next step is to click simulate and it will start simulating, and you can see this simulation is going over here. And since it's also playing here, it's taking time, and here also you notice it's going through the all this geometry. So I'll make it, press this ESC, and let's go to this plus icon, general and layout. So create a new layout for the camera view. So let me play, and you can see the speed is fast, and also this is going through and this is falling. So let me fix everything one by one. So first I will select, press N, go to the molecular plus, I will select the ground and make it collider. Also I will select this geometry and make it collider. Same, I will select this one and just go here and apply this and make it collider. And if I will select these particles and simulate once again, you will notice it's not going through the plane, and also it's not going through the walls. It's now colliding with the walls and ground, which this is what we want. But you will see it's still spreading a lot, and on the 30 frame it's moving very fast. So if I make it, press this ESC to escape the simulation and play, you can see the animation speed is looking a bit faster. So here in the times I will make it 0.5 or 6 for now, and it is also falling. So I'll go to the scene properties, and this is gravity, so I'll make it gravity -1. So basically I'm reducing the gravity, so it will fall slowly. So let me simulate. Our goal is to add turbulence effect to move particles, twist particles, and that's why we reduce the gravity. So we want to make our particles still and the turbulence play its job and make particles moving and twisting everywhere. So this is our main goal. That's why we did all the settings. Let me press ESC once again and let me play, and you can see this is looking nice, but you will notice all the particles behaving individual. I want to join them together so they don't break easily. So once we will apply the turbulence, it will move, but it will go in a kind of in a collection, in a group. So here is option called particle linking. I will click and let me simulate, and you will notice the particles are not moving like before. They are still on a same place, and let me ESC and show you. So you can see this is falling. Let me make the speed 1 so that you can see. So let me make it breakable so it don't stick all the particles together. It has some variation so that it can break. Some particles hold together and some are breakable. So I will select this, go to the particle physics settings, and here is an option called broken. I will just make it 0.2 at this moment and enable random broken to around 7.75, and let me simulate once again and let's see the result. Check the preview. You can see these are bouncing and feeling like everything is packed together. So I'll go broken and make it 0.1. So you will notice now they are start breaking. So this is what I was thinking to do, because that way once we will apply the forces, this particle will able to break. So let me press ESC and let's check. So you can see, but these are too much, so I guess I have to reduce it. So make the broken point 1.5 and random broken point 5. Now let's add the force field, and I'll use the turbulence for now. And here make the strength around 100 and size maybe 2 and flow 1. And right now this is here, so I'll make it around here. Press K and add a keyframe on the location. Go to the very end and let's move a bit and K and add a location. So basically we added 2 keyframe in the location. I will go to the graph editor and I will go to the G location, and in the modifier panel I will use a noise, and here I will increase the scale and also the strength. So if I'll play, you will notice this is moving very up and down. And also I can go to the output object properties, and in the delta transform I can location in G a bit up. So you can see even I can just make the strength higher, so you can go more up and down. I'll go to the timeline once again, select this and make it simulate. Whenever you want to take a look what is this effect doing, don't click play over here. All the time you have to simulate these things, okay? Because this button will do the actual physics, not this one. So you can see it's doing something, but the linking is too strong, that's why it's not able to break that particle. What I will do now, I will select this, go to the physics properties, go to the broken and just make it 0.0, maybe 5. So it's too low. Press ESC. I will select this once again, and in the voxel size I will just make it like 2.5. So you can see this is looking nice. Let me play once again. I will increase the random broken and even down the particle linking more, and I will just down the time step to around 0.2 and let's simulate. See, this is twisting, but I think we have to use a bigger number for the turbulence. Let me play and see. And even I can go the times to even low 0.1, and I will select this turbulence and just make this strength around 300 and let's see. So I think I have to select this and just use I'm using 3000 now, and let me simulate and see. and I think this is too strong. Let me go with the broken point 1. So you can see now it's broken, and at the same time the particles are linked together, so they are behaving very unevenly and looks a bit abstract, I guess. Even if I want, I can just add some extra edge loop and extrude some parts like this side, edit mode, and I can make it like this. So we have particles in this, and even we have bunch of forces in the force spread, you can see. So we can use as many, and you can try different one to see. And also, let's suppose when it breaks the particles due to its strength, you can also add a keyframe on the turbulence strength, and you can definitely key on that. Suppose after 60 frames I can key on the turbulence, and I just make them a bit slow. Let me press ESC and let me play and see. Select this, and I will just add a keyframe by pressing I, and on the 60 I will make it like 1000 I, and let's suppose after 100 I will just press one more key, and then I will just make it like 500 and just add a keyframe. Go to 150, add a keyframe, and just make it 100. So gradually I am just making it down, and Control S to save. Let's select this and simulate this, and let's see. So this is nice. We have a lots of particles, but these are moving very fast. So I'll go to the N, and in the times I can even go to the like 0.05, and let me simulate once again, and in the size I will go to around 2, and let me simulate. So I disable the particle linking, and let me simulate and see. So you can see this is looking nice. So basically I up the voxel size so that I can speed up my creation bars. So this is looking nice. I will simply just make 0.25 and just simulate and see. This is not bad, but I just want to make enable the particle linking, and just what I will do, I will simply Shift D and duplicate this. Go to the object properties, and here I will change the location this side, and I will just make it a bit up, and also I will change the Y this side, and let's meet simulate once again. So basically I have two turbulence, and both will affect the simulation. I guess the speed is too high, I guess. So basically there are a lot of things which you can play over here until you get the right look you want. So I guess I'll just make this basically divide by half, so 0.05, and let me simulate, and then we will finally work next. So in this one I just turn the gravity back on, and in the physics properties I change the broken. Basically this is the broken and broken random, and here is the time scale 0.08. so this is the look which we created, and now I'm going to move next to show you how you can do the texturing and how you can do the lighting and render it. So once you're done with your particle animation, Control S to save this, and then go to the tools and convert this to the geo node, and you will able to see a geo instance node. First hide your particle simulation, and this is geo instance, and if I play you will see we have some node like this, you can see, which I guess not behaving like we want. So I will simply delete it once again, go back and select this cube once again, and so you can see this is not behaving well. So once again I have to simulate. So let's suppose if you face any issues like that, you have to rebake all the things. Alright, so you can see once it's done, Control S to save, and let's convert to GeoNode, and if I play you will see now we are getting the right simulation. Okay, after that let's hide the first, and this is our GeoNode, which looks nice. So I'll go here and change this to the geometry node editor, and I will select this geo instance, and you will able to see a few nodes. So don't hesitate, I will guide you how you can texture and shade it. So once it's done, I'll add a instances on point node and plug it in between, and in the instances I will use icosphere, and I will copy this radius and paste into this radius, and before the material I will use another node called set smooth and just plug it over here. I can also make the subdivision 2 if I want to make it round, and if I'll play, let me go to the timeline. So basically our particles is now baked into geometry, and we can easily add textures and we can light it. You can see this is nice. For the textures I will go to the material and click new, and this will be particles, and here I will choose the particles one. Let's go to the rendered mode and change a couple of things. So I'll go to the render properties, enable ray trace, and also go to the film and enable transparent, so we can able to see our video footage. Here I will change this to the shader editor. I will select this ground and click new material and rename this to the ground. And here I will simply load our video footage, plug this as a color, and make the frames 1000, cyclic auto refresh, Control T, and here I will select this window. And since we don't have any light, that's why you will able to see this as a a bit darker. So I can load any 360 environment. So I can go to the HDRI heaven or poly heaven, and here I can go to the outdoor, and I can basically load any 360 environment map. So I will find a video footage which looks similar, or I have also one option. I can go to the world tab, and here in the color I will use sky texture. If you are going to use sky texture, you have to switch this to the cycles and make this to the GPU, make the rendered mode, and we have very bright sun. So make the sun intensity to 0.1 and make the strength down, and here I can rotate the sun until I am able to see the shadows like that. And I can also make the sun elevation like 70 is good, and here I can just down the ozone, increase the dust a bit, also just increase the air a bit to get some yellowish tone. If I select this and hide it, and also I'll select this and hide it, I can also see where the sun is in hitting. So based on that I can also rotate our something like this. You can see I will select this, and I will also apply the same material, ground one, same for this one. I will use this, go to the first, and I will use this material as a, go to the object properties, visibility, and make it shadow catcher. So basically I make the gate, both arc gate and main gate, as a shadow catcher over here. And if I'll play, you can see this is creating shadows, and these are looking really nice. I'll go to the output properties and make the render region. It will only visible the frames which is visible to the camera. So let's create two window over here, join down and the same join. This will be for the, you can see this is looking really nice. Select the particles. So this is the particles material, and here in the base color I can decide what kind of a color I want. So maybe I can choose a color similar to our gate, something like this, or I can, in the base color I can use object info location, and here I will choose the random color. So it will add random colors, and so it means all the individual will behave as a random color. And here I can use color ramp and plug it, and with this color ramp I can basically control the colors. So I can choose some color will be something like this, some will be with control I can click and it will add one more color option, and here I can pick to something like this color, and in the white one I will select and pick something this color. So I have a, basically here you can see, and in the linear I will choose a constant, so you can see. And after that I can also use hue and saturation node, so I can bring the value up. I can play with the saturation here, you can see, and I can also play with the hue. So this is one option. The another option is I can choose this as a location, so it will try to map these things according like this basically. And here I'll choose to the B-spline, so it will fade this something like this. And in this color maybe I will try to. So we have a lot of options to play and check what's working and what's looking good and nice. In the hue you can play, and here you can see. And after this I can also make this as a metallic, so it will be metallic, or I can play with the roughness. So I will just make the roughness down, and in the coat I can make it high and make the roughness a bit kind of a reflecting balls. Here I can definitely play and change the colors, and I can also enable denoiser. So honestly I like it, and definitely you can play and create some amazing particle simulation, abstract particle simulation just like this. So yeah, once you're done, go to the compositing node, and here just delete all the above node, just keep this one and plug this into the composite and viewer, and just delete this alpha over node. And I can go to the node, and here I can use a file output node and plug this image here, and you can choose PNG and rename this to the color, and you can define the location where you want to export, and it will export it. Or if you want to export into passes, you can go to the view layer, and here you can enable shadow catcher, let's suppose, and it will render shadow catcher as an individual pass. So if you go here, you can go and make the shadow catcher, so it will render all the shadow catcher as a different pass. Just render animation and it will render it. Make sure to change the samples to 256. In Eevee, sky texture not work, so I can simply go to the light and create a sun, and I can just change the sun color to a bit warm, just make the intensity 2, and you can see this is the Eevee result. So for the real time you can see and check what's looking nice, what's working well, and these are the result. So I hope you really like it, and I guess you will be able to create some particle simulation just like this, which looks nice. And I hope even you can play a lot and create some more cool looking result. So thanks for watching this video. Thanks for loving me. I am NPS Ready, and I will see you next time with an amazing tutorial. Don't forget to check out our course BFB, Blender for Brands.